It says low light.
Get there next week.
Then there's not enough light.
Should be good skate.
So you may want to.
Where's the zoom?
You bet.
It's on the handle. Should be front and back. You hit the wrong button.
Wait, doesn't have much of a zoom at all. Look at it.
Oh yeah.
That's like nothing, eh?
Not really. Oh, it does zoom a little bit.
I wouldn't buy this camera, put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, well here.
Mine's not much better.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can always use my camera if you want. And because it's a video aid as well.
It's a what?
It's the same tape.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, probably better camera, eh? It takes the same batteries.
I'm pretty sure it was that. Who's the red
A little bit of fuzz in the tape.
So it turns out you're the official photographer?
Yeah.
Forget it. Yeah, that's right. You needed they had two people. They had to have two because they have to fix things and move people and and not take too much. The ordinary guy I've got a movie for you out of the society.
Don't walk in front of the camera.
Monty's not here tonight. His batteries broke down and he's still at home. We have a few people who couldn't make it here tonight who sent their greetings. There actually are quite a few of them here, and I don't know if we're going to have time to go through every single one of them. There are some nice letters. Just pulling them out here, here's one from Kim Campbell, who's the Minister of Justice and the MP for Vancouver Centre, who sends her regards and says, amongst other things, I'm certain your younger friends find your long life a source of fascination as well as inspiration. I don't know how much champagne we've got. If we have a toast for every one of these, by the time we get to the main toast, there might not be anything left. This is from the Mayor of Vancouver, Gordon Campbell, and he says, it gives me great pleasure to extend my very best wishes to you on this happy occasion and hope you have an enjoyable day with your family and friends. And I think
Great circles, Mom.
with your family and friends, and they send their blessings. We have one from Doug Mowat, a guy who's got a good first name anyway. Who's the MLA for Vancouver Little Mountain, and he sends his regards. And he mentions that no doubt you have seen many changes in the lifestyle of our citizens in the past 90 years. We've seen a lot of changes in Mama's lifestyle. After dinner, you'll tell us about your last husband. I'm not sure I should open this next one. It's from the office of the Premier.
Probably a fantasy.
Actually, I tricked you. It's the office of the Premier of the province of Nova Scotia. And Donald W. Cameron, obviously a good Scotsman, sends his regards. For those of you who don't know, Mama is from Nova Scotia.
All right.
Paid lots of taxes, he said he should send his regards.
All right, Lillian.
She's got his cheeks, but she's got hers.
Compliments the headband. I shouldn't be Audrey.
There's a picture on the front page of the paper.
Mary B.
That was bullshit from the word.
She said she never trusted him then, and she was absolutely right.
Good old John Diesenbaker. My guy. My guy. Follow John.
And there is one here from the Governor General of Canada. Nice Ukrainian boy from Saskatoon. The Honorable Raina Tishin, who says that my wife and I are delighted to hear that you are celebrating your 90th birthday this year. There is also, if you haven't seen it, there is a guest book which every person here must sign, and there's a crew assigned to make sure that you do. They will let the air out of your tires if you don't.
Come on, David, keep working.
And I'm sure Mama would certainly appreciate it if you all signed and said hello. There's also another book which you'll see in due course. And at this point there will be a birthday toast, and I'm handing it over to the other Doug in Mama's life. Some of you can more or less legitimately call her that.
It's a hard act to follow. You know, it was 10 years ago today, I think, on the 80th birthday, there was a telegram from the Prime Minister. The country has come a long way since that day, I must say. Yes. Anyway, 90 years ago tonight, there came into this world a lady who we're here tonight, or gathered here tonight to honor, and honor her on her remarkable achievement of achieving this particular age. She was born in Upper Muscadab, a small town in Nova Scotia, and as a young adult she began a teaching career that spanned many, many years, and was interspersed with, of course, with having and developing a family. Although her attributes are many and they're varied, there are two that I believe that stand out beyond all of the others. The first is to do what she believed to be the right and the proper thing to do. And the second was her unyielding discipline to set a goal or an objective and to achieve it. One must persevere and never give up whatever path we happen to choose in our life. And as evidence of this last trait in her life, she graduated with a Bachelor of Education from St. Francis Xavier University in Nova Scotia shortly after her 70th birthday. Please join me in wishing a happy birthday to our friend and my mother.
Many more happy birthdays. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, turn it off.
And we said, well, what does she need and what does she want? And we didn't come up with any perfect answer to that, but we did come up with an idea. And our idea was that we would put together a scrapbook, a memory book, if you will. And you remember Christmas time when you couldn't find your address book? Well, Mary Dee and I took it. And we Xeroxed all the names and addresses in there of her relatives and her friends who don't live in this area. And we invited them to send her a note or to join us in the birthday today. And we kept thinking, well, will there be enough responses? So what happened is that we have more than 100 notes and responses. They're all in this and these are, there are notes in here from former teachers, from relatives, from some students. And people have sent wonderful things. People sent snapshots. And someone, I don't know the name, but someone sent a picture of you with the very first class you ever taught.
How old is this person?
Mother was 17 at the time, and the year was 1918. I was in Nova Scotia. Then there was a letter came from the woman who was her flower girl when she was married. You know who that is. And then there were all kinds of interesting letters. And then a letter came from a very dear friend of hers. They've been friends for, I think, probably that's 1918 when we started to teach Annie Wright. It was a dear friend. They've traveled together. They still correspond about every 10 days or so. So Annie wrote a letter that said, in part, I was Alice's bridesmaid twice. My offer still stands. So we have this book, and we want to present this, well, it's your life. Brought tonight, and so they'll all be part of this very special book for her.
Yeah, I think a little speech.
Me too. Happy birthday, Mom. Somebody get some pictures of that. I'm going to get them.
It feels to be 90 years old. Now let me tell you, it feels great. You know the little old verse, grow old along with me, the best is yet to be, the last of life for which the first was made. Now, when I first came to Vancouver, I came to the little old Sylvia Hotel, and I was there for 5 winters, and I loved it. First of all, I liked the water so much. I liked being with my daughter. I loved that first, but that water didn't have as much chlorine in it as it has now. But back in those days when I was little, I remember when I was 3 years old, my father had been away on a little trip somewhere, I guess. And what he brought me home that I remember was a big red apple. And that is what I remember when I was 3. When I started to school, so I suppose I was about 5 or 6 or something, I don't remember the teacher's name, but I remember she took me on her knee and she let me play with her watch. Now, that watch was on a chain, and it was either in the pocket of her blouse or in a little pocket on her belt. And I suppose that's the beginning of what we call the watch pockets. But I do remember that. And then I remember walking barefoot to school, picking up the dust, and I always liked school. I guess I used to cry if I couldn't go. I had a bad cold and they kept me home. I didn't like that. I liked to go to school. And So I grew up on the farm, where the food was all natural, and we always had plenty to eat, and we always were clothed, not as we're clothed today, but we were warm and comfortable. And let me tell you how we made the butter. Now remember this, we had a dog, I've forgotten the dog's name, but every dog we had, male or female, had the same name. And he was on a treadmill, and that treadmill was connected with the dasher of a churn. And as he went up and down that treadmill, the dasher of the churn went up and down, and by, that cream in the churn became butter. Now, I'm not telling a fib, sounds like it, doesn't it? And that butter was put down, the basement, we called it the cellar, of course. It was just a dirt floor, always cold. Everything down there just kept, there were no refrigerators then. I can remember the first telephone we had. I remember the first car ride I had. I remember the first television and all those things. And the things that we take for granted today, and you may think that we didn't have much fun. We had lots of fun. It was good, clean fun. Oh, I suppose it was a little hanky-panky.
Roger, you remember in your book you said the hanky-panky was holding hands under the buffalo robe in the sleigh?
You getting this, Jimmy?
But anyway, I taught school. My first school had 26 pupils from 1 to 11, grade 1 to grade 11. And I don't suppose they learned very much, but anyway. They got through. One became the Dean of Women at Dalhousie later on. So she must have learned a lot. And so on. And so as life goes on, and it really doesn't seem to be like 90 years. The years have had their tragedies, they've had their joys, their pleasures. I owe a lot to the good doctors that have held me together. I owe a lot to when I moved from Nova Scotia to out here to Vancouver, I must confess that I faced west, but looked over my shoulder a little bit to the east. But now I have come to love Vancouver, and I have made new friends here whom I have come to love and trust. And I owe so much to my dear family that have always been a great support, and all my friends. And I want to thank you, everyone, from the bottom of my heart. And would it be too much to ask you to come back on my 100?
Before we start making too much noise, there's a cake that is going to be brought in.
Okay, get this to the boys, Jimmy. Carol, can't take any.
And a great guy. But he commits his
And she knows all of these three-letter words that end in Q. As long as they're in the Scrabble dictionary, they count. I was going to say, most of that speech that you just heard about her stories and tales is not true. She copied it out of this book, which I happen to have a copy of, and so I happen to know that this story about a dog and the butter churn. It comes straight out of this book. By some person by the name of Helen Archer. And it's, I mean, I've never heard anyone steal someone else's memoirs as much as Mama just did to this person, Helen Archer. Helen Archer sounds like a nice person. In the preface to her book, it says, "In this day of hustle and bustle, it is sometimes refreshing to remember a time of life when leisure was something not prescribed by a physician, when a day's work well done was its own reward, not in money, for that was a scarce commodity, but in the knowledge and satisfaction of accomplishment. And Helen Archer, really remarkable woman, got a book published when she was about 80 years old. She wrote it when she was about 80 years old. She's got great stories about dogs and butter churns and stuff like that. And I don't know if it's still available, but
Yes, we have some.
at the door for a We take Visa, MasterCard, cash, We would like to thank, too, while we have the opportunity here, Ina Ball, who is on the piano tonight. All right.
Are you all set, or can you say it? No chance.
Happy birthday, dear. It's a little late, that's the only problem.
Happy birthday to you.
Don't tell anybody else.
David.
Come on, kids.
Make a wish. Go for it.
Is it working? Yeah. Set up. The battery's going to...
You're on the air.
There you go, guys. You're
Why didn't you guys leave?
Sit down in the chair and just say something.
Ready, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Jamie.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny.
Come on, we're using up film here.
Mary, no.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably not heavy enough.
Marion did.
All right.
Quick, your dad's... Oh. Now that's a bad picture, too.